Yo, what's poppin'? So I thought I would talk a little bit about the matches that are about to happen. We have the Atlanta Reign playing the San Francisco Shock in the upper bracket uh, round two semifinal upper bracket semifinals. Atlanta just coming off of a 3-2 win. I'll put the other matches on the screen too, actually there. So Atlanta just coming off of a 3-1 win against Florida. They look much better than they did at the end of the season. The Zarya comp particularly looked pretty strong. So this is going to be like a mini test for when Shock eventually played Dallas. I maybe happens, maybe it doesn't, but maybe probably the best Zarya team they faced so far. Shock barely beating Justice, but Justice came to play. Really, they played pretty well. So hard to see. So this could be a good match, but I kind of expect Shock to just sort of win. I give Atlanta a map maybe, but I do expect the Shock to be better. I think Washington will put up more of a fight than Atlanta just did. But Atlanta, a very strong team. You can't really doubt them that much in the end. They have some potential here. This is not. This is a map. It could be a win for Atlanta, right? In the end. Moving over to the Gladiators versus Dallas. This is the match of the day. This is number 2 seed against the number 3 seed, and this is what we were asking for. This is going to be a good match. I'm fully expecting a 5-map banger. If it's not 5, I think it will be Dallas in 4, maybe. But I do give the edge to Dallas here, but do not be too surprised as the Gladiators win. They look good against Houston, but it's Houston, right? So and Dallas looked good against Defiant, but Defiant did show that they had some fight in them on that first map. That was it, really. But yeah, Gladiators. Don't be too surprised if they come out with a win here. Definitely watch this match upcoming. Moving on to the Washington Justice against the Florida Mayhem. This is going to be an interesting one. Justice looked really good against Shock, but can they do it again? Justice from yesterday may not be the same as the Justice today. Very different. Could be very different. If they play like they did yesterday, this could be a 3 over Washington. They played very strong. They don't, who knows? Could be a Florida win. This is truly a coin flip. It just depends. Do you believe Washington will show up again, or do you think they will not? I think they will show up. I think it's going to be a 3-0 for Washington. I was not too impressed by Florida yesterday, and I think Washington can be better. I think Washington played better than Atlanta, so I'm just going 3-0 Washington on this one, I think. And looking at the final one, Toronto against Houston, two franchises, two fan bases that do not like each other unless you like both teams, which people either like both the teams or they hate one of them. I'm a big Houston hater, uh, specifically when they play Toronto. And I kind of think Toronto, if they channel their energy from that first map against Dallas, this could be a 3-1 for Toronto. I'll give Houston a map. But I do think Toronto, if Toronto don't win this and they get eliminated in the tournament, it is not a good look. It is not inspirational. And gotta give it, I have to give it to Toronto here. They just look better. Houston, not entirely sure what's going on. They got diffed on the Doom comp by the Gladiators. And I think that Toronto should have this one. Anyway, that's a quick preview for the matches today. Maybe I'll preview the APAC ones too, because I won't bother doing an APAC preview. So for APAC, hello, how do I see it? Oh, down here. Look, so APAC coming. There is the Seoul Dynasty against the Hangzhou Spark and the Philadelphia Fusion against the Shanghai Dragons. Hangzhou just losing to Philly 3-1. Probably do a little bit of trolling. Probably not playing as good as they do. Their Winston comp looking very weak, the weakest in the tournament in APAC, I would say. And if Spark can play more Zarya comps, and they have map control. I think there should be a call where you find a way to play Bernard. Maybe you go to Lijiang or something. I'm not sure how you want to do it, but you don't want to have Gushui in. Actually, go to Lijiang. We've seen Gushui play slings on Lijiang. We've seen it come out. Go to Ilios. We've seen Bernard play Ilios. Just do not go to Oasis and play Gushui. If you're playing Gushui your first map, there is something that's trouble. It is trouble. You need to win your Bernard maps because there are other teams going to force you to play Gushui every time. If Spark win the first map, I think the chances in any series goes way higher because the push map, it doesn't really matter what the enemy team chooses. right? You want to win the map before the push map, which is map 3. So you want to win map 1 so that they choose map 2 so that you can choose map 3. That's Spark's gameplay. That's where they're at right now. They need the Zarya win. And then moving over to the Philadelphia Fusion against the Shanghai Dragons, Philly just looked all right against Spark, but I don't think they'll be able to beat Shanghai like they did earlier in the season. I think Shanghai will just win. I could see this being a 3-1. I could see this being a 3-0. I could see it being a 3-2. Philly could technically win, I guess, but I really don't. I don't think. I think this is the team that Philly will not beat here. And I think Shanghai are not going to let Philly beat them 2 times in a row. I just don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be a 3-1 for Shanghai. They like to throw maps away at times. So maybe it's a 3-1 for Shanghai is what I'll pred. But yeah, so that's it for the previews. Definitely want biggest match of the day, Gladiators Fuel and NA. Watch that one for sure if you can. And deuces, have a good one. Give it a like, give it a subscribe. I gotta start saying that before the video starts. So that people actually do it.